California, and I'm so happy to be here. My wife just moved to the restaurant. You all know her, Christina, and great for my family being here tonight. Thank you all for being here as well.
This is my grandmother, Jane Freeberg, Mother Nancy Freeberg, boyfriend Kevin Campbell, Dad Andrew Hoffmeister, and I have Raj and his wife, and you too.
This is my mom and dad. They flew in from Hawaii, so they came a long way to be here. That's my sister and my son out there in the corner, and this is my wife, Mia.
Well, welcome once again, everyone, and congratulations to our seniors. They've worked very, very hard this year. It has been, even though there's only been 2 of the attendings, we have really booked it. I mean, we kept up the pace, and we couldn't have done it without the hard work of not only seniors under the direction, but also just all the residents that were on staff and service this time. So we really, really, truly appreciate that. I'd like to recognize a few of our guests tonight. Certainly on behalf of the department, we'd like to recognize the guests and the family and some of the staff that are here. Certainly, Dr. Garcia, we're glad that you're here. Our son Adam is here with us tonight. Fantastic, thank you so much. We do have many of our faculty here. I think I've seen Dr. Dolce, Dr. Widmer, Cohen, Bhattacharya, Zaga, Martin, Dr. Lotto is here, Dr. Dennis. Am I missing? Dr. Adewami. Anyone else that I'm missing? It wouldn't be intentional, that's for sure. But thank you so much for all that you do to help contribute to just the success of the program. We certainly have our perennial guests, Dr. and Mrs. Bush. We thank you so much. Dr. Bush has the distinguished honor to have been an instructor for both Dr. Garcia and Dr. Dolvik in the past. So Francis, we thank you for your contribution to our program. Thank you very much. I think we have a courtesy faculty. Dr. Blumberg is here with us tonight. And so Bart's in the back. Thank you so much. We rely heavily on our, especially in our student clinic, the faculty that come and volunteer, both our oral surgeons and our general dentists. And we just really couldn't do it without them. And they bring great outside experience to share with our students, and they're just invaluable too. So I thank you all very much. Let's see. Spouses and families. So of course, you know, of all the residents and their spouses that are here and the families that have come from so far away, welcome. We know that you're very proud of your graduate here, and they are truly special people. I understand now how Dr. Dolwick gets you know, teared up about this. And you guys are kind of like my family. So it's going to be. I'm going to be sorry to see you go, but so happy that you're going to be successful in everything you do. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in the future. Now, we need to talk a little bit about some of the unsung heroes here that they're behind the scenes and they make our corporation, our department work. There's the private practice department there. So certainly, Patty Carpenter is back here. Patty, just stand up for the people that don't know you. They're a wave or. Literally the first person that our applicants see or hear from, and the last person that our graduates will see. And she has been with the department for how many years now? 19 years. Since I've become director of the residency program, then she's become my administrative assistant and certainly my right hand in this. Since I'm new at this part, she has been directing me, kind of pushing me in the direction that I need to go. So Patty, I thank you. Connie Paulson White, Mary Taylor, thank you both for being here, for all that you do for our clinic and helping getting our OR running well, getting our schedules, keeping us on the right path. We really greatly appreciate it. And not only that, I just thank you for your kindness and your friendship. It's just, I feel like we've all worked together. Dr. Noack has said this so often now that we really don't work with much of a hierarchy, but there's certainly a camaraderie and a friendship, and things just work so well that way. So I've got Mary Taylor and Mary Tomlinson here. Certainly all of our front desk people and our administrative staff they just help make things work. Now then, ladies. So we have Diana, and Shelley, and Liz. Stand up, please, because a lot of people don't know you all. And you are very able-bodied and caring, loving assistants that really help make our clinic run. They really do, and we couldn't do it without you, so I just wanted to single you out and let you know how much we truly appreciate it. So residents, I don't see our assistants from the implant center, but again we have Heather and Paula and a new one, Haley, who are with it. And again, they work exceptionally hard in the Center for Implant Dentistry. Let's see, who else we got up here? I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the people from the OR. Dan Mesa and Miguel Santos, thank you so much for all that you do. You make our job and our lives so much better when we go up there. So Dan, where are you? And Miguel, thank you so much, guys. Give it up to them. On a more personal note, I have to thank my God above for this year, for everything He's done for me. And I would be totally remiss if I didn't reach out to my wife, who, for all these years, the constant love and support and kindness that you give me. Jan, you know that I would not be standing here if it weren't for you tonight. So thank you. Okay. We have, as Dr. Novick said, sir. Yeah. Oh, yes. You're on my list, but I forgot my friend, Hugo. So our guests, some of our guests from Mexico, Dr. Victor and Dr. Hugo Martinez, bienvenidos, welcome. How'd I do, Hugo? Good? When Hugo was with us, you know, he was working on his English, and he really has great English. And when we were in case conference, he would say a word, and he'd look over to me like that. So when I was, did I say it right? Close enough? Okay, good. All right, thank you so much. Did I miss anyone? I hope not. Okay. As Dr. Novick said, we have new faculty members coming along with us. I don't know of two people that will be more happy than Frank and I. And so we want to recognize them. We have Tom Bowers. Tom, where are you? Okay, great. Tom Bowers. Tom is a UFCD graduate, did a stint in the military, still does a stint in the military, Mayo Clinic trained and has been in private practice for multiple years, and now is bringing his expertise to us, and we're really looking forward to having him with us. We also have Dr. Carlo Rivera, who will be coming to us from the Jacksonville program, finished his residency there a year ago, and now craniofacial fellowship there. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, he was put on call tonight, so he's not able to be with us. Sorry to hear that. And then I'm also happy to say that Danielle will be staying with us, and we look so forward to having you as part of our team. Danielle, it's going to be wonderful to have you. Okay. I got it. As we said, with this year has been very, very busy and trying, and certainly I'm going to thank Neely first for giving them up. Yes, and I got it all down here. I really did. And so, Randy, I thank you. I know Frank thanks you for all the time that you've spent with us. I know the residents have just enjoyed having you, the camaraderie, your insight. It's been a pleasure having you in the clinic.
Thank you.
If you had the opportunity today, we had a local yet guest speaker. And so Dr. Jessica Ting was here with us. She's here with her husband, Adrian, who is getting ready to start his anesthesia residency next week. Probably already started. But she's from the Department of Plastic Surgery and gave us this wonderful presentation today about Cliff cleft lip and palate repair, embryogenesis, and everything that goes along with that. And it was, I've sat through these things for many, many years, and that was by far the best presentation I've heard of this, so I thank you for that. We look forward to working with you, having a close collaborative effort in the future, so thank you and welcome to Gainesville. Okay. Let's see, I don't think I've forgotten anyone now. This time of year is a transition for us, and so it's kind of out with the old and in with the new. And so what I want to do is recognize our new residents and oral surgery intern. So if you stand when we're here, we're going to call you Michael Abraham. Where are you, Mike? Here we go. Dr. Michael McLennan, Michael, and his wife Anne. Tyler Wall, Dr. Tyler Wall. And our oral surgery intern this year will be Dr. Richard Tamayo. So welcome everyone for being here tonight. And so now we're going to start a bit of a presentation. First of all, we have a certificate that we want to recognize for a young man who has he's worked hard. Mike, you're just funny, man. You're fun to be around, hard worker, and a total joy to work with. And we look forward to working with you. So Mike was our oral surgery intern this year, and just really held the pace for us. Really kept things going. Fix some computers here or there, and this is a good thing. So Mike, we have the certificate for you. If you can come up, please. There you go, buddy. Congratulations. Thank you for that. Show me pictures. Excellent. And we'll see you around for another 4 years,
Yeah,
right?
it'll be
So now, what I want to do is just ask our senior graduates to come up and just have a seat in your respective chairs and pick a chair because they'll be yours now. So Scott, Danielle, and Neil, will come up for me, please. And with them, I'd like to invite Drs. Martin and Gonzaga, sorry, to come up. My first time, I'm a little nervous, And so they have a little presentation from the Implant Center.
Good evening. We'll make this real quick. We've had the opportunity to work with the three of you for several years now. Myself and Luis are in the Implant Center, which is kind of tied to the oral surgery department, as most of you know. And our job as prosthodontists are to prepare you all to get outside to teach all your dentists how to do dental implants. So each year we strive to up the game. For those of you coming up, we're very excited because we keep united into the program, and they've left a good legacy for you. So we've appreciated our time. I don't know if you have anything you want to say, Luis, but I know that well, Danielle, you're going to be my partner, so in crime in the implant center, that's going to be great. But both of you guys, Neil and Scott, you're going to do spectacular. I don't think you realize how much you know about implants until you show up at your practice and you start talking with people. And we have full confidence that you're going to be well prepared for that. We have some parting gifts for you that we're going to give you to get you started once you get out and get that philosophy going as far as restoration-driven implant dentistry. And Luis, you want to say anything real quick? Yeah, you do.
No, I just want to say, congratulations to you guys, and not putting pressure on the upcoming Chiefs, but you guys step up your game. You took it to the next level. Those guys, the same effort that you put, like in planning, your big cases, orthodontic cases, trauma cases, cancer, you put the same amount of effort in treatment plan and a single implant and working with the dental student. And that for me is huge. You know, just see that commitment and see you guys staying late and working on the computer and doing guided surgery. The first class that took to that dedication to do digital and want to learn and force us to implement that for the ones that are coming. So you guys kind of have that, create that path for the ones that will come after you. So no pressure, but for the ones that are coming, and so it's a lot that you accomplish. So good luck. It's great that wherever you go, I can visit you. Scott, you in Colorado. Danielle, you in Gainesville. So I can visit you in Gainesville. But yeah, Neil, looking forward to see you in Hawaii. And had some poke, right?
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Gator colors.
Thank you.
Okay, now for the fun part. We get to talk about our residents. We get to let our juniors talk about our residents. But to be fair, we let our graduates have the last word. So we're going to do that to be the last part of our evening. Just so you know, we do want to get a group picture at the end of ceremony time. We're going to be back on the other side. Sam will take that. He's got it all set up for us. So, Dr. Freeberg Hoffmeister. Danielle, like Neil, is from Hawaii, or at least some other state that grows pineapples like Nebraska. When I first came to UF nearly 3 years ago, there were two women here in this program. One was tenacious as a bulldog, and one was a softer, more compassionate person, and I recognize that fact. When comparing the two, one could come to the conclusion that one was stronger than the other, and the other was just weak. But that certainly is not the case with you, Danielle. You have meekness, and you have the ability to walk in grace. You have power that is under control, and when you work in an all-boys club, that's what you have to do. And you've done magnificently this year, held your own. I remember the very first day that you were chief. We were in the operating room, of course, and you showed me your cell phone, and on your cell phone it was the alarm. It said first day of chief year. Do you have one that says last day of chief year?
It went up yesterday.
Oh, yeah. You were really looking forward to this year, as most of them were. We were standing there getting ready to treat this very extensive infection. It was very dangerous for the patient, and you were certainly inducted into your chief year by a trial. There's no question about that. And you handled yourself magnificently. Soon after that time, still taking care of this patient. This patient referred to her as, let's see if I can get it. That girl, doctor, she scares me, but y'all don't do it right, she does. So I want that girl doctor to take care of me. And that's what she did. She set the tone for the remainder of the year, the chief year. You've demonstrated your ability to lead. You have led with grace. You're poised and confident and certainly prepared. It will be an honor to have you as a colleague in both the profession, but also a fellow faculty member. And so on that note, I'd like to present you with the certificate of completion. Congratulations. Awesome, great. You know, I don't like pictures with my glasses on. Okay, now then, Dr. Scott Arsenault. You can call him Scott. That's his name. He's not going to lie to you. He doesn't lie, and he doesn't like people who do lie, so he's not going to lie to you. Right? Yeah. It's been a tremendous opportunity to talk about Scott, and it's such a blessing to work with him. He's truly amazing, and complimentary too. And we would say, yes, Scott is a resident who had an opinion on everything. He wasn't shy to share it, whether it was dead bone or TMJ or the hottest topic on TMZ. Scott had an opinion, and he shared it with us, and we appreciate that. But he was also such an inviting person, too. Scott even went out of his way one day to invite Dr. Dolwick to come just once down to Dr. Sloat's clinic so Dr. Dolwick could see dead bone. I think he knows what dead bone looks like, but he appreciates the invitation in there. There really isn't much that hasn't already been said this year by Scott, and so we'll leave it at that. No, all kidding aside, Scott, it's been a pleasure to work with you this year. Your confidence is infectious. It's matched by your surgical skills. You're a remarkable young man. You're a dedicated husband and father, and we wish you the very best as you begin your career in Colorado. So congratulations to you. It's an honor to present you with your certificate of recognition.
Great, thank you.
Dr. Oishi, well, every year it appears, at least in my 3 years here, that there's one resident who is quiet and deep thinking. 2 years ago it was Monica, last year it was Matt, and this year it's you, Neil. No, it could be that you couldn't get a word in otherwise with Scott being around. But I think in your case it's that still waters run deep. You are thoughtful and contemplative. It has been a pleasure to, in the times we've been sitting in the implant center talking about private practice, about family, about life as an oral surgeon, it's just been great. Congratulations to you and Mia both on the birth of your son. I know that he is blessed to have you both as parents. We wish you all the best. You are extremely dedicated and hardworking. Your confidence and your skill now match one another. You are certainly prepared for private practice. And we wish you all the success in your new role and look forward to seeing you at annual meetings, especially the ones in Hawaii. So, congratulations, Neil. Again, it's an honor and privilege to present you with the certificate. Great. Thanks. One more? Oh, wait.
Thank you.
Get it later if we need to. Okay. We do have one other presentation. Dr. Forrester, Dr. Dennis wanted to make sure that I emphasize how much they appreciated the work of the three chiefs this year, but certainly through your career here, what you've done for the undergraduate program. You've worked hard, you've worked with the students, you've bailed them out, you have led them, whether it's in the SOS or in hospital dentistry, and so we certainly are appreciative of that, and we have plaques of appreciation for you. Just have, and they say to Doctor, it says, for outstanding contribution to the student oral surgery clinic. And I have one for each of you. Keep the right names on them. Perfect. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Now then, you want to get some pictures there real quick? Go ahead. You got plenty of time.
Okay, yeah.
While we're doing that, let's have our immediate juniors to come up and to have a presentation to give and a few words to say about their chiefs. So you're welcome to come on up.
Good evening. My name is Nick Maskus. I'm one of the 4 of 6 years, and I've just spent the past basically almost a year and a half on service, and the past year directly working with each of the 3 chiefs. And so just even before I get started individually, congratulations to all of you. It's been an absolutely awesome year. So I thought I'd start in the order of our rotation. So that leads me to Scott. Scott was my first chief this year for the first 4 months, and as would have it, Scott and I started residency together, and it's unbelievable that we're already at this point. I mean, it really is. It seems like just yesterday we were sitting in orientation together, and now you're graduating, and it's absolutely incredible. The first thing I'd like to say that Dr. Hardiman already kind of drove home is that things will be a lot quieter without you, but honestly and sincerely, I think I speak for everyone in saying we'll miss you for that. Because the thing about Scott is that usually when he said things, he didn't say things for no reason. He said things because he's a man of conviction. He has very strong opinions about things, and I, for one, think that's a very good thing. And you know, his talking also translated to his patient care, because I remember when I first got back on service, I went in with Scott and watched him do an orthognathic surgery, HSP, and workup, and just the amount of detail that he would explain these things to the patient was incredible. And that is really doing a service to the patient. And I think any less detail is inadequate, and the patients really appreciated you for that. They always remembered you. Every time I'd return a phone call, of someone that you saw, they'd be like, "Why am I not talking to Dr. Scott?" People always wanted you to do their procedures, and I mean, you should take that as a humongous compliment from the patients. I mean, it's just incredible. And another thing is, you always really found the best in people. Your compliments are incredible. I know you meet them. You're a guy, like you said, you don't lie. You don't say things that you don't mean. And you always really made people feel good about themselves. And, you know, thank you for those strong opinions that you have. Thank you for standing by your convictions, because, you know, we've had lots of conversations about oral surgery, about life, and what have you, and I just really appreciate someone with the strong opinions that you have, and I think it's good that you voice those and try to spread them to the world, and I think the world would be better if more people did that. You're going to be a great oral surgeon, and thank you for everything this year. So, Danielle is the second person that I work with. We didn't work. I think I spent less time with you just because of the way the schedule fell in the operating room. But during our time together, I realized several very, very important qualities about you. I mean, one thing is you're just such a nice person, honestly. I mean, you're so easy to get along with. You always have a smile on your face, and you're so positive about everything. And I really appreciate that. And I have a lot to learn from that sort of attitude. You don't complain. You walk in and you always seem like you're at ease. And you're very polite and very good with patients. I know that your patients like you a lot for that, because I think you have this way of kind of setting their mind at ease about things. And that's a very good thing. From our time in the OR together, obviously graduating from this program almost goes without saying, you're a very competent surgeon, very good hand skills. And one of the things that stood out to me in the OR about you is whenever we would encounter hardships or something difficult, as is often the case in the operating room, things are difficult. You, despite the stress level of everyone around you, you would always keep your composure. You would always take a step back and say it's going to be okay, and we're going to make it through this, and we're going to go on. And I could learn a lot from that attitude as well, and I thank you very much for that. So thanks for everything. Neil is the final person that I finished up the last 4 months with. Neil is almost the definition of kindness and compassion. He really, really is. He's a man of integrity. He's a man of honesty. And he is the guy that, you know, almost similar to Danielle in the sense that when there's a tough situation or something that needs to be thought through, Neil's the guy that's going to get everyone to take a step back and say, wait, let's think about this. Because Neil is very, very contemplative. He will never do anything or say anything without first thinking about it. And that is an admirable trait. Nothing ever comes out of his mouth that he hasn't spoken about, and nothing in the operating room that he does is a move that he hasn't been through in his brain 10 times before the surgery. And another thing about Neil that's incredible is that if something in the surgery happens that was unexpected, he's going to have a plan B, and he will have already thought about that plan B before getting into the operating room. And he'll know exactly how to divert from plan A to plan B seamlessly. And that's absolutely incredible. The other thing I wanted to say about Neil is his amazing ability to see things from other perspective. I mean, anyone who knows me knows that I'm a very black and white person, which is not always good. But with all the time I've spent with Neil, you know, I have strong opinions about things and I would voice things, and Neil would always be the guy that would try to get me to see it from the other person's shoes. He's so full of compassion and kindness about things. And I really appreciate that about him. And that's something that I could learn a lot from Neil about. He's a great surgeon, a great human being. I know he's a great father and husband, and I wish him all the best in Hawaii. So, thank you.
Hey, my name's Clay Hammock. I'm one of the other junior residents. I just want to start by saying thank y'all to all three of y'all. This year has been great, and it's in the past, I think not all of these have we had chief residents that have gotten along with each other and with the other residents, and y'all all have. I think we've all gotten along very well. We've all become, you know, very, at least to me, good friends, and it's made the year so much better. So I'll start kind of like Nick did, go in order of the residents that I started with. So I first was with Danielle, and I'm going to echo a lot of stuff that Hardman and Nick has already said, but Danielle is extremely kind person, very smart person, great surgeon, and I know it's not easy being the only girl in residency full of guys, so I appreciate you putting up with us. And I put up with us, mostly putting up with me because I'm usually the one thing to do. But yeah, I've really enjoyed working with you, great surgeon. I'm looking forward to working with you more in the coming year. And then next I was with Neil in Dr. Dolwick's service, which is generally the busiest service, and a lot in that service falls on the junior. But with Neil is such a hard worker, and a lot of times he's doing the work that I should have been doing after hours, after I've left. After he said he's going home soon, and I leave, I come back, and he's been there till 10 o'clock at night, and make me feel bad. But he's a great surgeon, very meticulous, very detail-oriented, and also, like Nick was saying, extremely kind. And I wish you the best of luck in the And then Scott, I ended with Scott. As everyone says, Scott is the most vocal chief. But I think everyone's going to miss you next year a lot. It's obviously going to be much quieter around here. But you are, I really enjoyed the last 4 months that it's been with you in the OR. It's been great letting me operate as much as I have and being hands off. And I really appreciate that. I'm going to miss you constantly complimenting me all the time. But yeah, all three of y'all, I'm going to miss y'all, and especially to Neil and Scott, y'all are going away. I hope we can stay in touch. I know it's going to be tough with Neil being so far away in Hawaii, but the best of luck to y'all, and thanks again.
My name is Ryan McPherson. I'm also one of the junior residents that had the pleasure of working with the three chiefs this year. And I want to thank everybody for coming. It's honestly, it's just an honor to be able to be present in this room and to share this moment with you guys. You're three incredible individuals, and there's no way that I can describe in any amount of words how incredible you all are. I'll never forget the past year and the impact that you guys have had on my life, my training, and how you lead by example. So in no particular order, just the order that when I was sitting on the couch the other night thinking about what I was going to say, I'm going to start with Neil. Words that come to mind when I think about Neil: honesty, integrity, patient, kind, articulate, humble, and genuine. Neil possesses many characteristics that will make him a great oral surgeon, husband, father, and friend. He strives for perfection in every part of his life and holds himself to a higher standard than he would expect of anyone else. He has a great attitude. Can you hear me now? He has a great attitude about things that many of us would consider unpleasant or undesirable. He has a passion for teaching others and always is available to help even if he receives no direct benefit. I'm excited for Neil to start the next chapter of his life in Hawaii, but it also makes me sad because I won't see him often or at all, and I know that Neil's presence and character encourage all of us to become better individuals. So thank you, Neil. I appreciate everything that you've done for me this past year. Danielle. Words that come to mind when I think about Danielle: patient, kind, calm, uncontentious, happy, reasonable, and level-headed. Danielle is one of the most reasonable people that I've ever met. She's always calm and never overreacts. It's no secret, but Danielle's the only female in our residency program. And frankly, I don't know how she puts up with us. So I can echo what Clay said on a daily basis, but I'm thankful that she does because she makes us better people. Danielle is kind, understanding with patients. Her character and personality provide countless examples of how we should interact with each other and our patients. Thankfully, we aren't saying goodbye to Danielle, only goodbye until Monday. So we'll see you Monday. And if we didn't have enough jokes about Scott and us talking, I had to think quite a bit about what to say about Scott because frankly, he's already said it all. Scott's outgoing, honest, friendly, genuine, transparent, convincing, and efficient. Scott is always generous with advice. When I started residency, and what I found when I talked to other people that had encountered Scott in the past is that, number one, they always remembered him, and they always had very positive things to say about Scott. And I know many of our patients, they refer to us, and they may only intersect with us one or two occasions. And I venture to say that a lot of patients probably don't remember their oral surgeon that well, but I think they'll remember Scott. So Scott has improved the way that I communicate with others and has helped me to become a better person. He is an extremely hard worker, dedicated father and husband, great friend. And while we joke about how much Scott talks, I think we'll all miss the fellowship that we have with Scott. So I just want to thank the three of you for what you've contributed to me, not only in the past year, but over the course of my training. And I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was a great deal of work and a lot of fun. And for those of you who didn't get all the jokes inside of it, just have to be part of it. Go closer in there. So now we're going to open it up to our chiefs to let them have a few final words, shots at us, whatever it may be. And Danielle, let's have you go first.
It's a tough act to follow. So many people I have to thank, and I know I'm probably going to forget people, so I apologize preemptively. First, I'll start with Dr. Dolwick. I don't even know how to start thanking you. You've been so patient with me over the last 6 years. It's gone by so fast. You've been patient with all of us every day. Always an example, not only of just, we all know he's a phenomenal surgeon. We've all seen all the publications. We've all worked with him in the operating room. But when you walk in the room with him and he sees patients and you just see the interactions, how much the patients trust him and how much he cares about the patients. I just know he'll text me at 5 in the morning. I was up all night thinking about this patient, and I think this plan needs to change. He cares so much about the residents, about the patients, about this program. That's why couldn't be happier than getting to stay in such a fabulous program. Who we owe the program so much to Dr. Dolwick. Thanks to Dr. Hardiman, just the true embodiment and just the example of how to blend the personal and professional life and just make it all work so well. You make it look so easy. You gave us such a great example, so much advice on how private practice works. And then you just made our trauma area just grow so much, and our implant division just made everything look so easy. And it's just thank you for all of your words of wisdom. Dr. Ching, thank you so much for your lecture this morning and all the times you let me go into the operating room with you. It's been really fun and so smart. I can't wait to be working with you more. Dr. Brown and Dr. Bowers, thank you for coming in and teaching me in the implant center and our clinic, giving us all words of wisdom throughout. Thank you to our pathology department for preparing so many lectures and helping us along the way. Thank you to all the past and present residents who have worked with the junior residents for a beautiful presentation tonight. Thank you so much to Diana. Diana, you know, you've been tremendously one of my best friends. And personally, you know, any problem I had, you know, like, oh my gosh, you know, my washer's giving me issues, like, oh, I'll send Michael over, we'll get it checked out. Or, you know, anything, it didn't matter. Or, you know, when we go out and get crabs together, I mean crab legs. But, we are gonna do the crab legs again. To Liz, working with you this last year has been wonderful. Catching some movies has been absolutely fabulous. Shelley, you're just always so supportive. Every time before I go into a bay, I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna give Shelley like 2 minutes, but she's gonna talk me up. So I walk in and there she's already like built me up, like, oh, Danielle, lying, of course, saying I'm really great. But it makes me feel good. So Shelley, thank you so much for building my confidence and giving me pep talks every day. To my grandma, who, I don't know if you guys know, but is come down every winter from November to April, because, you know, I live by myself, and she was like, you know, I've got to make sure that she gets home-cooked meals. So every night I had that to look forward to. To Kevin, who cooks the meals when she's not here. To my mother and father, who I don't even know where I'd be without them. Certainly not here. Every day of my life, they've been encouraging me, just making me try harder, getting me everywhere. They put me through dental school, through medical school, and here today. I can't even start to thank you. There aren't words. To Patty for organizing tonight. I don't know how you do it. This is phenomenal. You make it's so beautiful, and it's just phenomenal. To Mary Taylor, Mary Tomlinson. I don't even want to start to know everything you guys do because it is too complex in the business world. And to Connie, thank you, not only for my time in residency, but in my transition to working into being an attending. You've been so supportive, helping me along every step along the way. And thank you to really everybody for coming tonight, being part of this. And just for clarification on the Hawaii thing, it's going to have 1 extra minute here. So, as you know, I have decided to stay here as an attending, and I'm just so thrilled to be and taking this position. My mom, however, has been trying to make me come back to Nebraska over the past 6 years, even so far as brainwashing me into thinking Nebraska is similar to Hawaii. So, one day, or one weekend, I was home, and you know, we were driving around. Every time we were going through the plane, she'd say, oh yeah, it's beautiful, just like Hawaii. I mean, people go to Hawaii, but Nebraska, and that's where it's really beautiful. And so I've been hearing this all weekend. When I went into clinic on Monday, I'm starting a sedation. Diana's working with me, and the patient was like, yeah, I just got back from Hawaii. I'm just like, Hawaii. Well, I just got back from Nebraska. They're pretty similar, actually, when you think about it. And there it started. Thank you so much to everyone. And I can't wait to start on Monday.
Scott, do you have a few words? We had the orchestra tuned up whenever we get your time limit here.
Start a timer. Yeah. Cut the mic off. Yeah, thank you, Scott.
Yeah, Dr. Volk, you'll have to ask me to cut the speaker off whenever I'm done here. I could go until 2 a.m. No, honestly, I look around this room, And I guess I'm an emotional guy. I say I'm not emotional. That's a lie. I don't lie. And I am a little bit emotional. Usually I'm emotional and just passionate and all that. But honestly, I look at all of your faces tonight, and people keep coming up to me and saying, Scott, you deserve the best. You're incredible. You've earned this. And that's all. No offense to all of you that said that. It's all nonsense. I look at all of you, and I feel so undeserving of being in this room and being your colleague. You all inspire me to pieces. And to see your work ethic, your dedication, your goodness, what you've done for me, what you do for each other, what you do for your families is remarkable. And it really is overwhelming to stand here before you all and see all your faces and think that somehow I deserve this. I don't. I don't know who screwed up, what happened. There was paperwork mistaken that allowed me to come to this program and be here. And I remember when I applied, I kind of was flippant. I was doing the PASS application. There's this long application that everybody who's gone through oral surgery knows. You have to check all these boxes, what programs you want to go to. And I'm from California. I was living in California at the time. And I thought, Florida, it's a nice place, good weather, nice beaches. I guess I'll check the box. And that's honestly all I really thought about. And I came and interviewed here, and I met Dr. Dennis, and I met Dr. Dolwick, and I met Dr. Torres at the time. And I was floored. I was shocked by what a gem and a blessing it was. And I think back that day when I was sitting at my computer just flippantly checking that box. And when I submitted my rank application at 5 a.m. California time and opened my email and said, congratulations, you've matched it in Gainesville, Florida. I had no idea what a blessing and what an incredible opportunity it would be to be with you all and to spend my life with you all. And even though my mom and dad are my actual family, my beautiful wife is here, I feel like we're all family. And I remember when Patty called me to tell me that I had an interview, I thought, this lady's remarkable. What an incredible person. I interviewed at quite a few programs. I applied to a lot of programs, and nobody in any program anywhere went out of the way like Patty Carpenter did to reach out. And that I thought, wow, this is amazing. They must just be putting on a show. But when I finally came here and interviewed, I thought, this lady's amazing. She doesn't stop. She keeps nailing it every single time. For the last 4 years of my life, 5 years of my life, Patty's been there the whole time, supporting me, helping me, forgiving me, and making appropriate jokes about feeding cats to the alligators on the True Trail. Again, I apologize for that, Patty. She's been like my mother away from home, always caring about me, always wanting to give me a hug, always wanting to cheer me up and tell me she cares about me, wanting to find out how my kids are doing, my wife, and really not just caring about me as a resident, but as a person. And I love you, Patty, and I really appreciate all you've given me. Mary Taylor, Mary Tomlinson, you guys, Connie, the whole front business office, unbelievable. I've been so terse so many times. I say a lot of words, I'm very passionate, and I've been so demanding and difficult at times. So you guys always smile, you're always friendly, you're always helpful. I don't give you the correct diagnosis, the correct CPT codes. I always forget to put the out times in, yet you forgive me. I forget to put the sedation in, I forget to put the nitrous in, I forget to put the full bony impact with thermal in, and you say, no problem, Dr. Arson, I'll do it. You're always so friendly for no reason, other than you're really good people, and I appreciate that. Diana, we affectionately call her Dr. Diana because she is like an honorary doctor in my mind. When I came here to interview Ty Morris, one of the residents said, Scott, Dr. Dolwick's incredible, our other attendings here are incredible, but if you want to learn how to sedate a patient, if you want to learn how to take teeth out, you don't argue with our assistants. Our assistants are incredible. When you think about that, the last 2 years we've done over 2,000 sedations. We've taken out literally tens of thousands of teeth. And individually, all of us have done dozens, maybe hundreds of those procedures. But Diana, Liz, and Shelley, in the last 2 years I've been in clinic, have literally been involved in all 2,000 of those sedations and thousands of more extractions and surgeries. And you all have been incredibly patient with me, and there's no reason you should have been patient. I've given you all lots of reasons to slash my tires and key my car. Yet, every day you're helpful, you're friendly, you put up with my overbearing, condescending demands, and I love and appreciate you all. I don't deserve to have worked with you, and for your patience and kindness to me. I sincerely appreciate you, Liz, and Diana and Shelley. You guys have taught me an incredible amount. And for the new residents and ones coming back to clinic, I'll give you the same advice Todd gave me. Listen to them. They're smart. They know what's going on. Maybe they didn't go to dental school, maybe they didn't go to medical school, but they've had an unbelievable amount of experience, and they're incredible. I want to say briefly, too, I'm not being brief, I promise I'm going to stop. Mrs. Dolwick, Mrs. Hardiman, Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Bowers, Mrs. Gonzaga, Mrs. Martin, our other attendings. It's incredible the sacrifice you all have made to allow this day to happen for me. Without your husbands, without you putting up with the nonsense of their lives and their schedule, their late nights, their early mornings, their phone calls by us constantly waking up at 2 a.m. saying we got to go back to the OR, none of us could be here. And I really sincerely appreciate all of you, the sacrifices of your kids, the sacrifices that you've put in, and without you being willing to give part of your family up to me, I couldn't be here. And I couldn't take care of my wife and my kids. And I sincerely appreciate your sacrifice. I get goosebumps thinking of what you all have done to make my life possible. And I know it's not easy. I know that it'd be a whole lot nicer being on the beach somewhere, retired, but I sincerely appreciate your sacrifice of your good husbands and all that you've done. Dr. Dolick often quotes a passage on his door that says, I don't have time for patience, or patience, what a waste of time. That's how it goes. And I disagreed with Dr. Dolick a number of times. I'm always wrong whenever I disagree. I disagree very passionately with him, and I have to come back and apologize. This is one time I'm not going to apologize. And this is one time when I'm 100% right and he's 100% wrong. I've heard him say over and over, he has no patience, and I respectfully disagree. Dr. Dolick is the epitome of patience. For him to have operated 40 years with unqualified, undeserving, overconfident, cocky guys like me that know nothing, yet to stand back and let me cut a Lafort, a BSSO, take out a full bony distal angular lower third molar, sedate a patient is remarkable. And I don't know how in the world any human being can endure 40 years of that. Watching guys struggle, thinking this is impossible. These guys are never going to make it. What am I doing with my life? The fact that he's done that is incredible. And I'm not a Baptist minister. I love to preach. I won't preach a lot tonight. But I think of a verse of Scripture, and you think this is a philosophy or a Scripture, when I think of Dr. Dolick. It comes from the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 13. I promise I'm not going to get spiritual on you. This is an amazing quote that I think of with Dr. Dolick. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And I feel like Dr. Dolick and his family, for all these years, he's laid down a part of his life so guys like me could have a chance. And I appreciate that. I appreciate his patience, his confidence, his just being willing to let us do what we do. We don't deserve it. We don't deserve him. His wife deserves him to be in retirement, to go live an amazing life and go visit all the beaches in the world, yet he keeps showing up. And even though his driver's license says he's in his 70s, his hands are better than mine, his eyes are better than mine, his brain is better than mine. He's got the intellect, the hands, the eyesight of a 30 or 40-year-old. It's remarkable that he exists, that he does what he does. Dr. Hardiman, very similar. Dr. Hardiman, incredible gift that after 24 years of private practice in Orlando, that he came to work with us. And I think that transition from private practice to work in residency is incredibly difficult. I've never done it, but I can only imagine that it has to be difficult to have all the power, all the control, and then again, like Dr. Dolick, to give it up to these guys, men and women that really are not deserving and that haven't put the hours and haven't put the time in. And I think Dr. Harden, I watched him make a transition this year where he gave up more and more of the reins to us, selflessly and undeservedly to us. That he let us do more than we really deserve to have, but as part of being program director, stepping up to the plate with a shortage of attendings, he was willing to go to the OR and do that. And I think of another quick scripture, let he who is first be last, he who is last be first. So the last shall be first, and first shall be last. For many are called, but few are chosen. Dr. Harmon has chosen to be working with residents. I don't know all the details of the private practice and how he got here, but all I know is that I thank God that he did come here. And Dr. Hardiman had all the reason in the world this year to be upset about the call schedule, upset about going to the OR, covering implant center, covering clinic, covering all these things, yet he didn't complain once. And that's remarkable of his wife. Dr. Brown and Dr. Bowers more the same. To put up with us in the implant center, to put up with us in clinic, all of the antics, all of the silliness and foolishness, yet always to be there and be professional and be examples of caring, compassionate, appropriate leadership is incredible. Dr. Gonzaga, a periodontist and prosthodontist, watching an oral surgeon suture papilla back together is has to be incredibly painful to watch so-called periodontal plastic surgery being done on oral surgeon, yet they do it. All these men sacrifice. Dr. Martin and Lydia Legg, Dr. Legg watching me setting teeth and adjusting occlusion and giving her feedback about how she can pick up a hybrid. It's so ridiculous and embarrassing that she would sit there and listen to me and listen to my advice. But all of you, because of your selflessness, because of giving yourself to this program and giving a part of your soul to the benefit of the residents, the benefit of the patients, to the benefit of this program, it made it the program it is. And I just can't say enough how lucky I am to be a part of it. Nick, Clay, and Ryan, y'all, I would make you apologize if I could for being so smart. You make all of us look foolish because you are so smart. I remember a year ago talking to Dr. Dolick about the program, how things were in transition, we had attendings leaving, things looked a little bit bleak. And I mentioned, Dr. Dolick, you know, after this year, think about it, you're going to have John, you're going to have Clay, and you're going to have Ryan at the helm. And I saw his eyes perk up, and I saw his face perk up. He's like, hey, I know you're right. That's amazing. The program's in great hands. We've got an incredible faculty with Danielle and all the others coming on, and incredible chiefs. And I know that it's going to be very successful here. A few of the last people, I know I've forgotten a lot of folks, but Dan and Miguel, you guys make the operating room so pleasant. I know that Dan is potentially transitioning away at some point in the future. We'll have to transition away. But Dan, you've been amazing. Watching you scold the dental students for not holding the towel away from their chest and contaminating the field is always interesting. But you do it, I know, because you care about patients. And you want to put the patient's interest first. And Miguel, the same thing. You guys make it possible what we do in the operating room. And it's so painful when you're not there. Jake, Drury, boy, you taught me so much about trauma, and a lot of the surgeon I am in orthodontics and trauma is not just because of our great attendings, but because of Jake as well. And I appreciate Jake, all your patience and time, coming in all hours of the night and week and weekend, sacrificing for your family. So in summary and review, I just want to tell you all thank you. And the last three people I want to thank in my life are my parents. My mom and dad are ferociously independent, don't like to ask for help. They're all about doing themselves, and my dad always instilled from a young age that lazy men work the hardest. And I'm not the smartest guy in the room, I'm not the most talented guy in the room, but I like to think that through hard work, grit, and determination, I can overcome all my shortcomings. And I know that that's the same with all of you, and my parents taught me that well. Finally, my sweet wife, Christina, everybody, I tell them I have 4 children, they look at me like, what in the world, are you 25? You've got 4 kids? What is wrong with you? Don't you know how that works? I stop having kids? They say, how is it possible? And I say, well, it's not because of me that it's possible to have 4 beautiful children. It's my sweet wife and her putting up with me. And just like all of our attendings wives, for her to put up with the last 4 years, all the ridiculous long nights, long absent mornings, sacrificing for our family, never complaining, never saying, Scott, you're a bad father, you need to be home more, you need to do more, but just being loving and supporting and kind. I can't ask for more. And I just want to say thank you to you all. I wish you all the best of luck. The program's going up and up, and you're all going to do better in the future, and thank you.
Okay, Neil, it's your turn, man. I'm sure you've thought about this. You're that type of guy. Okay, Neil, it's your turn, man. I'm sure you've thought about this. You're that type of guy.
Hi there. I can't believe it's been 6 years. It's been a long time coming. I was actually going to write out a little bit of a script, but Danielle convinced me this morning that it'd be a little more genuine if I just kind of spoke from the heart a little bit and kind of winged it, as what she said. So I do have just a list of names that I kind of want to talk about, but these past 6 years have been amazing. There's been so many memories that I've made, so many experiences. It's amazing what kind of exposure you get at a program like this. I mean, I've seen everything from, I delivered a baby in medical school to the total opposite end of the spectrum, and I pronounced patients dead. I wrote their death notes on general surgery. I've seen, all these things in between. And actually, Justin Stanford just asked me, I think yesterday, just like, you're almost done. It's been 6 years. What's your fondest memory? What are your fond memories? And I thought about it for a second, and I couldn't think of any. And I told him I'd get back to him, and I told him we'll wait for the banquet. And I've been thinking about it since then, and really, there's not one big memory that sticks out in my mind. There's just all these little things that happen every day, and those are the things that I think I'm going to miss the most. I miss coming in early in the morning, and Scott's always sitting at his computer. He's always the first one there, and always, having our morning conversations and our talks about how to raise my kid, and discussing OR cases. He's almost been like an extra attending for me in terms of bouncing ideas off of him, asking advice, and all these things, and stuff like that I think I'll miss the most. Like little things like watching Dr. Dowick pace around the clinic, and up in the OR, watching Dan scold the dental students here and there, and having Miguel ask us every single time whether or not we want to keep the Foley, even though we never want to keep the Foley on these patients. Ask every single time. It's these little things that I know I'm going to leave and I'm going to miss, because it was just every day, just little things over the course of 6 years that I'll never forget. I do have to thank some people. Patty, of course, for putting on this event. Patty was the first voice that I've heard from this program, and she's a large part of why I'm here right now. I probably wouldn't have met a single deadline without Patty reminding me with 50 emails. I wouldn't be ACLS certified or BLS certified or any of that stuff. So thank you, Patty. Everyone already thanked the front office and the financial office for making the clinic run. Our assistants, Diana, who was one of the few people that are still here that was actually here before me. I remember when I got here, and she was really the one who taught me how to extract teeth. It's funny how that works. We get kind of thrown in a bay, and we got to learn trial by fire, and the assistants are the ones with us. And same thing with Shelly and Liz. I mean, you guys have been amazing. I know you guys have a lot of training to do. There's going to be new residents every year. Our attendings, Dr. Gonzaga and Dr. Martin in the Implant Center. I mean, you guys have been incredible. I think the training we get here in implant dentistry is probably unparalleled. And Lydia, of course, same thing. The fact that you guys are willing to spend so much time with us, not just during clinic, but after clinic. I mean, all three of you guys are always there till 8, 9 o'clock at night, and even at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, you guys are willing to sit down with me, teach me a thing or two, answer any questions that I have. And I think you guys are amazing, and I appreciate that. Dr. Bowers, new faculty, I can't even find you, there you are. Thank you for all your unorthodox surgical techniques that you've taught me what to expect from insurance companies after I leave. Dr. Brown came in kind of like a breath of fresh air. He's probably the most positive person I know, honestly. And he's the one who just always encourages us and lets us know that everything's going to be all right. Dr. Hardiman, I mean, what an amazing year. What an amazing year we've had. I mean, Scott nailed it on the head already that, I mean, talk about the slack that, you guys had to pick up. Managing the OR, managing clinic, full cover in the implant center, day in and day out. And, the experiences that we've had would not be possible if you didn't put in that time. And, taking call every other day, and yet every single time I've called you or had to call you, there was never any hesitation. It was just like, yeah, let's do it. You didn't make me feel bad about waking you up at 2 o'clock in the morning, over and over and over again. And a lot has to be said about that. And then Dr. Dolan, one of the few people that have been here longer than I have, and still working. And he's been the constant of this program. It's an honor to have trained under one of the true pioneers of oral surgery. Dr. Doig, I think it's funny because he actually mentioned it to my sister not that long ago. And I've heard this story a couple of times before he actually told me, but he has a way of complimenting people. And I remember one of my last cases with Dr. Doig, it was in February. We walked outside, I started scrubbing. Dr. Doig stood outside next to me, started scrubbing too, and he told me, what he said was, when you first started, I watched you, taking out teeth in clinic and how much you're struggling, and I told myself that I'll definitely have to retire before this guy is the chief resident. and this was his compliment to me. But he went on to say, the growth that he saw in me has been tremendous, and that I've come so far from that day that basically he was saying he would eat his words. That's what I got out of it. And I think that's really what it was. I was terrible when I got here. I knew so little about oral surgery. I wasn't good at hardly anything I did, but I think it's a testament of the program over here. I think anyone who comes in this door, the attendings that we have, the other residents that we have, the training that we get is unparalleled. And if I can make it, all of you guys are going to make it as well. The juniors, that was an awesome presentation. Brian, Clay, Nick, and I'll include Mike in that group because he's pretty much a junior level type resident. You guys made it so easy for us this year. It was amazing. And Scott said it, you guys are the smartest group of juniors I've ever known. I think this may be the first time that the juniors by individual scored higher than the Chiefs on the on-site across the board. You guys are amazing, and I'm so proud of you guys, and I know you guys are going to go on and do much bigger and better things than us, and this program is heading in the right direction. Danielle, we started this program together, and it's been a long 6 years, but Danielle's, like everyone said, is one of the most genuinely nice people that I know, and she's always been looking out for me since day one, and just like Patty, making sure I make all my deadlines to make sure I graduate, and I really appreciate that. And Scott, all the conversations we've had, he's one of the most well-spoken, outspoken people I know, but with that, one of the most well-thought-out person that I've ever known, and that's why I enjoy these conversations so much, and I value your opinion so much, and I hope that I keep in touch with all of you guys. And then next, my family, my mom and dad. Flying in from Hawaii is no small thing. From the beginning, the values that you've instilled in me, to value education, my mom teaching me preschool growing up and teaching me throughout my entire life. My dad teaching me hard work and perseverance. And both of them, making sure that I had all the tools to succeed, regardless, no matter the cost. Sending me to the best private school there is, even though we probably couldn't afford it. And making sure that I had every opportunity to succeed. I wouldn't be here without you guys. And then lastly, my wife Mia. It's such a huge sacrifice to be here with me. She was from Hawaii too, and she basically halted her entire life in Hawaii to be here with me. She quit her job. She flew all the way across the country and half of the Pacific to be here, to support me, to take care of our baby boy, to allow me to sleep at night so I can function in the morning. And I know I probably don't express my appreciation enough for all that you do for me. Thank you. So I hope you guys all had a good night. I'm sure someone has some additional comments to make, but thank you all.
Okay, well, thank you all very much. I must say, even despite having my list, I did forget to recognize one person, and he's with us in the OR. He's with us. He's our friend. He's our mentor. It's Jacob Drury. Jacob works for the Synthes Corporation, and he's just there. So Jacob, we cannot thank you enough for all that you do for us, the time that you give things up for us, and your friendship and all that. We thank you. So it's been a wonderful evening. Thank you for putting up with me for the first time doing this for tonight. A little bit more nervous than what I thought it would be. We do want to get a picture of all residents, either current or former, and all the attendings and anyone else who's associated with the program. We're going to be doing that in the other room very quickly. And after that, I'm sure there's going to be some pictures that you want to take individually. But I thank you all so much. Frank, it's an honor to work with you.